My name is Oliver, and I am 30 years old, and I live in Waltham, Mass. This is the story of my rape by my partner, and how I stayed with him. I wrote this piece, and then I realized it was stupid, but the information is in there, so I have to. Anyway, I was raped in early 2015, but only remembered, could only face it really in March of 2016, and I only reported it in April of 2017. It took 4 months for the DA to decline to prosecute because of a lack of evidence, and a lot of time too much time had elapsed between the rape and my complaint, and it was not prosecutable. When I was raped, I said stop. I said it over and over again, and he ignored me. And my voice, my cries fell on deaf ears. And then when the DA declined to prosecute, again, that's the same thing. I mean, it's not the same thing, because the DA wasn't raping me. But my cries fell on deaf ears, and that's why I decided to make this video, because it wasn't right, and it's not right, and I need to tell my story. I need, I'm not going to allow myself to be ashamed of it anymore. And I'm not going to be a part of my own shaming and my own silencing anymore. Brandon and I met and began dating in September of 2014. On January 20th, 2015, he told me he loved me. It was not 2 weeks after that he raped me. At the outset, I was a consenting partner, but shortly after we began, it started to hurt. I felt like I was being split apart. I begged for him to stop over and over, into the pillow, but he just pushed my torso down under him more firmly. I kept pleading, but he kept pumping clumsily away. I vacated my body then. Not like that. Not like that. That's not what I meant. I went vacant. while he was raping me, and I was crying for him to stop, I left my body there under him, and my mind just went elsewhere. The body was still vacant when, an eternity later, he rolled over smoothly and breathed into the darkness. Sorry. Maybe I felt like if I didn't move, it didn't happen. After a while of not moving, I got up and went to the bathroom. I remember everything was so bright and clear, in sharp focus. And it was like neat that way, like as if nothing had actually happened. You know, like I didn't cry, I didn't shake, I was just quiet and blank. I went and lay down next to him on the bed. He was already asleep. I said nothing, touched nothing, felt nothing, because I wasn't there. I was vacant. In the still darkness, confusion dawned on me. Something was wrong. And surely we were going to talk about it the next day. Finally, sleep came. In the morning, we went to Parlor Sports. We watched football and ate brunch. The words that I wanted to say were like pearls in my mouth, but I couldn't open them. Couldn't make a sound about it, or the pearls would spill out of my mouth and onto the table and all over the floor. And everybody would see me, this weirdo freak with pearls coming out of her mouth and bouncing everywhere. I tried to figure out how to say what I needed to say, but I spent so long trying to find the words and then trying to make my mouth make the shapes of the words. He was watching the match, so I dropped it, and it sank like something you drop into the water over the side of a boat. And we ate our brunch. I continued to date Brandon. I don't know, I didn't know anything about this until this, what I'm about to say next, until a year after, at least a year after I finally remembered what had happened. When somebody goes through a traumatic event, so it's called trauma bonding. I'm a little fuzzy on the technicalities, but you can think of it like Stockholm Syndrome for abuse survivors. The survivor's psyche is vulnerable because of the trauma, but continues to have exposure to the perpetrator. The perpetrators of abuse then become enmeshed and entangled in the psyches of the survivors. So because I was in denial and shock immediately after the rape, that gave my mind space to let him in to comfort me or make me feel better or something, and I don't know. So it was the shock and the denial and the trauma bonding. Being in denial is like being in two places at once, I think. A lot happened to me because I was in denial and falling apart and disintegrating. I'm still afraid that I will never feel lighthearted again. This has killed something in me. It killed me. This killed me. Being raped, this experience, it's with me wherever I go. His last name is one of the most popular street names in the whole country. But even if that weren't so, it's like having this heavy shadow all the time. It's it's like in every sunset, there it is right next to me. Every laugh that comes out of me still has the weight of this. When Brandon raped me, he snuffed out a light that was inside of me, and I don't know if it will ever burn again. I hear that it won't. Long-term survivors have told me that it never goes away. It gets lighter or less intense, but it's always there. We had no right. He had no right. I said stop, and he didn't stop. I don't know what will come of this. There's nothing to be done. I have no recourse. Money's not gonna, there's no recourse. I can't, I'm not gonna sue him. That's not gonna help me. The only thing to do is figure out one day at a time how I'm going to get through that day. Brandon Washington killed something inside of me when he raped me. Thank you for listening.